Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into two totally different ways to look at your life. One view is all about the grand, eternal picture, and the other, it's all about what's happening right now. It's this epic choice between the cosmic and the immediate. And look, this isn't just some abstract philosophical debate. This is a choice you're making, probably without even thinking about it, every single day. It completely shapes how you handle joy, how you process loss, really, how you experience everything. All right, so let's break these two mindsets down. First, you've got the view from now. This is all about living fully in the present moment, seize the day. Philosophers have a fancy name for it, effective presentism. And on the other side, you've got the view from eternity. This is the push to see our lives as just one tiny part of a much, much bigger picture. The Latin phrase for this is Specie Aeternitatis. And trust me, we're going to get into what that really means. Okay, let's jump right into that first one, the big cosmic perspective. And to really get our heads around this view from eternity, we've got to talk about its ultimate champion, the 17th century philosopher Baruch Spinoza. So Spinoza basically dropped a philosophical bombshell on the world with this idea. He said that God and nature, they're the exact same thing. Just one single, infinite, eternal system that's governed by these unbreakable laws. So we're not talking about a personal God living up in the clouds. Spinoza's God is the universe, the whole shebang. And this is the absolute key to his whole way of thinking, Specie Aeternitatis. It's about learning to see things not from our own tiny, emotional, here today, gone tomorrow point of view, but as they really are inside this massive eternal system. It's about stepping back and looking at the entire world map instead of just staring at the street you're standing on. Now, this might sound a little weird at first, right? A free man thinks of nothing less than of death. But for Spinoza, this was just pure, cold logic. His point was, if you can truly grasp the eternal order of things, you become free from the fear of all the temporary stuff, like failure or even death. You start to see them not as tragedies, but just as necessary parts of this huge, interconnected system. And that understanding, it brings this incredible sense of calm, of rational peace. And believe me, this wasn't just some poetic, abstract idea for him. Spinoza was so committed to this that he actually wrote his masterpiece, the Ethics, like a geometry proof. I mean, literally. He started with these super basic definitions and axioms, and then tried to logically build a complete guide to living a good life, with the same kind of certainty you'd find in a math textbook. And here's where it gets really fascinating. Spinoza took this same hardcore logic and applied it to our feelings. He looked at emotions, he called them affects, not as these chaotic, messy passions, but as natural phenomena you could actually study, like you'd study the weather. So for him, joy isn't just some vague feeling, it's a measurable shift toward a state of greater power or perfection. He was literally trying to create a science of the human soul. Okay, so that's the view from 30,000 feet. Now let's do a complete 180 and zoom all the way in. Let's talk about the complete opposite perspective, the idea that the only eternity that actually matters is the one you can find right here in this single moment. You've probably heard the phrase carpe diem or seize the day. Well, that comes from the Roman poet Horace, and it perfectly captures the heart of this view from now. This philosophy was really championed by the ancient Epicureans, and their argument was simple. The only reality we ever truly have is the one right in front of us. And just to be clear, their goal wasn't just, nonstop partying. It was about finding a deep sense of peace, of tranquility, by freeing yourself from all the anxiety about the past and the future. And the logic behind this is, well, it's brutally simple. The Epicureans basically said, look, the past is gone, the future isn't here yet, the only thing that actually exists is the present. So it's the only place you can ever feel happiness or pain. Think about death, right? They said worrying about it is totally irrational. Why? Because you'll never experience it. When death is here, you're not. So the only sane, rational thing to do is to focus all your energy on the here and now. And this idea isn't just about simple pleasures, it's about depth. Fast forward to the 20th century, and you have the philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein saying something really profound. He said that when you fully immerse yourself in the present moment, maybe you're lost in a great conversation, or deep in creative work, or just, watching a beautiful sunset, that is its own kind of eternity. It's not about time stretching on and on forever. It's about stepping out of time altogether, into this state of pure timeless presence. Okay, so for thousands of years, this has been a really cool debate for philosophers to have. But recently, something new has entered the picture, a real game changer, artificial intelligence. And suddenly, this ancient philosophical question is becoming a super urgent, very practical question for every single one of us.
So you see, for most of human history, deciding between these two views was a personal journey, a matter of individual wisdom.
But now, it's becoming a vital question for all of humanity. Think about it. AI is unbelievably good at Spinoza's eternal perspective. It can crunch massive data sets, see patterns across huge timelines, and use a kind of logical, timeless reasoning that we humans just can't compete with. So if machines can basically own the view from eternity, what does that leave for us? What makes human wisdom special anymore?
Well, here's the really crucial point. When machines can master that view from eternity, better than we ever could, maybe, just maybe, our greatest strength, our most uniquely human contribution, is found in the other direction. It's the wisdom we get from actually living in the now, the one thing a machine, by its very nature, can never, ever do.
So, where does this leave you? What does all this mean for your life today? Well, it means you have two incredibly powerful tools in your toolkit for navigating the world. And I want you to think about these two philosophies not as like competing sports teams where you have to pick a side. Think of them as different lenses. The view from eternity, that's your telescope. It's what you use to zoom out, get that cosmic perspective, and realize how small your problems are in the grand scheme of things. And the view from now, that's your microscope. It's for zooming in and appreciating the incredible, intricate beauty of a single moment. Because the real skill here, true wisdom, isn't about choosing one lens and using it forever. Not at all. It's about learning how to switch between them. It's about developing the flexibility to know when you need to zoom out and see the big picture, and when you need to zoom in and be completely, totally present right where you are.
So that's the challenge and the opportunity these ancient ideas give us, right now. As you go about your day, think about it. Which lens do you need to look through? Are you facing something that needs the calm, big picture perspective of the telescope? Or are you in a moment that's so beautiful, so rich, that it demands the full, focused attention of the microscope? Which lens will you choose to look through today?